when you came out with your content, you started talking about, I think you guys call it Looksmaxing.
I mean, making yourself more attractive. The term for that got popularized is called Looksmaxing, which means maximizing your looks. Which is essentially, it's been a trend, I would say, the past year and a half. And the big reason is because guys are starting to realize how much looks really do matter.
It does matter, right? You can't be a fucking mutant, right? So, okay, so it has to matter a little bit, at least. So it's just how much, maybe the discrepancy with some of the old school typical guys is like how much doesn't matter, right? But I think it's just like anything, it makes things easier. You know what I'm saying?
Well, everything also evolves. So the old school pickup guys, looks mattered less in that time frame. Actually, it was more about charisma, social skills, other attraction triggers and pillars about you as a man. Nowadays with the popularity of online dating, Instagram, you know, things where it's very image heavy, that's where guys are starting to realize, like, hey, me being charismatic isn't going to get me matches on Tinder. Me being charismatic is not going to get a girl to DM me.
Okay, so what you're saying is it might have mattered less when the primary way to meet women was in person, but when he's doing it online, and now that there's these dating apps and all this other shit, you need looks to get it, to even get in the door. Where like in person you can be fucking wacky or do some shit and get her attention, and then maybe like, you know,
even in person nowadays, like looks still matter like slightly less than online, because you can have other things about yourself that can convey you to be more attractive.
There's a lot of things you can do in person that you can't do online, and vice versa.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, I have found that there's a bit of a congruency between how much looks matters online versus in person, meaning that it still matters.
It still matters in person, right? Just because it's easier. Like it's easier. You know what I'm saying? Like a girl might come up to you in person if you look right, you know, if you're her type or whatever, it happens. You know
exactly.
I've heard, and
yeah, me too.
Yeah, you heard, right?
I've heard.
I've heard stories about it. So, and when I saw you were the first person I've seen coming out with that content. Maybe because I wasn't like so much in the red pill space and all that shit, but and just because I knew you. But it seems like it's something that you've really focused on. Is that true? Like you focused on like maximizing your looks.
And the reason is because within my dating strategy, I found that made the biggest difference. And then other guys who I was teaching, and even friends of mine who teach the same thing, that made the biggest difference in their dating lives too.
Yeah, because guys so guys would ask me advice about getting girls. I'm like, what am I gonna tell you, man? Get fucking become a 6 foot tall multimillionaire with single digit body fat. That's what I did. That's it. So I can't tell you, I cannot teach that. But then then you showed me, hey, you can teach some of that.
And funny you say that, because more than half of that still revolves around your looks.
Exactly.
Being ripped, body fat percentage. The only thing that doesn't is obviously your income, finance level, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, I here's something that I noticed. I've been through all different economic brackets, from Southside Chicago over there where Chief Keef and them motherfuckers are from, you know, all the way to, you know, here, you know, fucking Miami, Biscayne Boulevard and shit, penthouse apartments, and everywhere in between. And what I noticed is even the women in better neighborhoods, a lot of times they look better, but because they have more fucking money. You get what I'm saying? Hear me out, because you've seen this before. You got a girl, she's like an 8, 9. Right, at least that's what you think. Then you see her without the makeup and without all the shit, and it's like, oh, this bitch is a 6 or a 7, right? But women have all these strategies that make themselves look better, but that shit costs money.
Facts. I always say women are the original Looksmaxers.
Ain't they?
They've been doing this for a long time. Guys are just getting on game now because this is where I guess it's mattered the most in this day and age. But it's always mattered to women. That's why you know, makeup and all these other things exist.
Yeah, man. And it's like me growing up, it was different because I grew up in a history of violence, and for me it was about looking more like dangerous. Like I wanted to look like a fucking villain. You know, I had brown curly hair. That wasn't the optimal look to survive Southside Chicago. Yeah, it was that. So I started shaving my head at 16, just so, you know, I was like, oh, DMX was out. Oh, man, maybe if I look more like him, I had to fight less, and I just stuck with it. Now male powder and baldness, but I've been doing this forever. So I never thought about looks maxing, but I guess I did when it comes to bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? But even for me, that was more about fighting. So this is all like new to me. Like you even put me on to some shit like back like a few years ago. I was like, oh, okay, I can get at a shot. You know, but this is new shit for guys to want to max out their looks, as where maybe we didn't consider it much back in the day.
One thing about maxing out your looks too is gaining more sex appeal. That's the biggest thing. So there are many ways to do that. We can get into it if you want to. Yeah. But there's so many talking points on this, man. I could talk about.
Let's get into it. What are some things that guys can do to max out their looks so they're more attractive to women?
First thing, like I said, increase your sex appeal.
All right. What does that look like? What does that mean?
So first, sex appeal is anything that increases the raw desire that you showcase that makes women sexually attracted to you.
Okay.
So for example, body fat percentage, muscles, tattoos, even beard, facial hair,
okay,
eyebrows, right? All these things kind of showcase sex appeal or dimorphism, as they say in the Looksmaxing community, which means that you showcase characteristics that are leaning more towards your gender. So there's dimorphism in the animal kingdom and also within humans.
Okay.
And the more dimorphism that somebody has, the more sex appeal that they showcase, and the more that ignites a raw desire from women. So the first thing you got to do is increase your sex appeal.
Okay. And what are some things guys can do to do that?
Grow out a beard. Low stubble. Yeah, I know you say it's not necessarily good for.
Oh no, okay. So here's my thing about beards. It's just listen, guys get super mad at me when I say this. So I'm hesitant to say anything because guys they have a real emotional attachment to their facial hair that I wasn't aware of, right? Because I was the people who kind of raised me. I got situated in military school were like special forces, military, army rangers, Green Berets, airborne rangers, and all that shit, and they were all clean shaven because they were military guys. And so I think that just stuck in me. They were like badass motherfuckers. They were like, they killed people. They fought in wars and shit. And I think that led to me like never really desiring to grow facial hair. Then I just noticed that all the top salespeople I knew were clean shaven.
Yeah.
And me being in sales, I was like, all right, success leaves clues.
True.
You know, but this is about attracting women. Yeah. So,
but clean shaven can work if you have a strong jawline, which is also a sign of dimorphism. Yeah. Yeah, don't hurt yourself. That's a sign of sex appeal too, how much your jawline.
Okay.
So me, for example, not to my own horn, but I've always got comments on my jawline. So even when I shave my facial hair, though it does help me, I still I get a lot of comments about it.
And I can see that though, right? Because the reason facial hair would work as far as sex appeal, and maybe it wouldn't work so much in a sales context, is because you look more fucking dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like you look more dangerous with like if I was to draw a criminal, right?
You look less trustworthy.
Yeah. So, this is what I noticed in the sales community. But as far as attracting women, I could definitely see how that could be advantageous.
Thanks. And up next, you got to, I would say, ideally get to at least 12 to 15% body fat.
Yeah.
And the reason is because the lower body fat you go, the more your facial structure and bones are going to show, thus showcasing more dimorphism, and just overall, it's just attractive to be lean. For men, at least. For women, it's a bit opposite. Most women look better with a bit more body fat on them.
If they're too lean, they look
manly, right?
Masculine. Yeah,
exactly.
So they want to have some body fat because women naturally carry more body fat than men. So it fucks up the dimorphism if they're too if they too lean. Yeah, no, for sure. And it gives you that that look. You can see your cheekbones and shit. I remember when I used to model. I used to be with a modeling agency in New York, and when I do fitness models, and one of the first things they said was like, "Hey, you got to get leaner." Because, when I get fat, my face looks like an emoji. I started looking like Pac-Man.
It gets more round.
Yeah. So, like, when I leaned up, that's when I started booking more jobs and more work, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, up next, and this is like a optional one, because guys have contingencies about this too, but tattoos, man.
Yeah.
Tattoos is a way to just show raw sex appeal. It gets that bad boy vibe. However, I wouldn't get tattoos solely for women. I never say get tattoos for women. Get it because you actually want to get it.
Yeah.
But then, the side benefit is that it will make you more attracted to women.
Is there a point of diminishing returns when it comes to tattoos?
I would say anything on extremity, so like neck, face.
I never met a dude with a neck tattoo that made like good life decisions.
Yeah.
I never met one. I'm not saying they don't exist. If you got a tattoo of your gang or something on your neck, I'm not talking about you. I don't know you, but I'm just talking about the ones I met. You know what I'm saying?
The tattoo that gives you the most bang for your buck, I would say, is always a forearm sleeve or something on your forearm.
Bang for
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Exactly.
Like I got this fucking skull on mine. Is that dimorphism enough? Is that what you mean with dimorphism? Because that would be masculine on a man.
Yeah.
I mean, on a woman, that would be masculine if she had a skull on her forearm.
Yeah. I mean, the reason is because the forearm tattoo you can show in clothes. It doesn't really affect your muscularity, maybe a little bit of vascularity on your arms. But besides that, like, I think it's the best one to get if guys had to pick one.
It sounds like a lot of this shit, you want to look more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That was the thing with the beard too. It's like it's the same thing with the shit that will work to get you women may not work for you in a business context, right? I mean, not saying it can't, but when I was in the streets, like I had tattoos and shit, and I used to have facial hair. I used to have a beard, when I was in the streets and shit, and but when I was doing something where I needed to be under the radar, I shaved my beard. I wore fucking glasses. Like I wore my glasses and I wore shirts that covered up my tattoos because I wanted to look safe.
Exactly.
And that's why I never been convicted of a crime.
Facts.
Yeah. And because the homies didn't snitch, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. But yeah. And then up next, and this is one that we're both doing right now, is jewelry. Jewelry is an easy way that people can show their sex appeal.
Tell me more about that.
So instead of just wearing plain old fits, accessorize your fits with a necklace, a watch, bracelet, literally exactly what you got on.
Come on,
me
man.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just makes it more visually appealing, showcases more sexy appeal, and it just looks more attractive.
Yeah. Now my shit is expensive, but it doesn't have, and you got a rollie on and fucking diamonds and shit. Does it have to be expensive?
It doesn't have to be, no. Honestly, just go on Amazon. There's so many variations and options nowadays. You can find literally anything that looks good that is super cheap.
Yeah. I would advise against fake diamonds because somebody's gonna run up on you with a fucking.
At least in Miami, they will.
Somebody will run off you with a. I used to carry a diamond tester in New York just for fun, like just to fuck with people. Oh word, man, you balling, huh?
Yeah.
That shit was. I saw. Yo, I was dating this girl and she had an AP that her ex gave her, and I put that shit on in the down like, yo.
You know what's real big nowadays is lab diamonds, moissanite.
Oh yeah, those are real diamonds. They're just made in a lab, so they're cheaper because they didn't have to dig them out the ground, but they make them in a lab. So they'll show up on like the hand diamond test, but the other diamond tests, the more sophisticated ones, people will know.
Yeah,
but
to be honest, the average person don't know if you wear BBS or cubic zirconia.
The chicks don't know.
Yeah.
If the chick you dating with got a diamond tester, then she might not be the right chick. You know what I'm saying? If she got a diamond tester, I don't know. That's the chick you want to fucking put a lot of effort into,
Or she's dripped in VVS herself.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag if a chick got diamonds and fucking AP and all this other shit.
Yeah, bust down watch and shit.
I know because I've fucking been with a lot of those chicks.
Yeah.
And that's why I got my girl a rollie with diamonds in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want her to look like a red flag.
That's actually a good strategy.
That's smart, right?
Smart,
because the fucking players know that she's the real players. The ones that would know, oh man, nah, I ain't fucking with that shit. So she got all types of diamonds,
Yeah. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, let's continue. Well, who's she gonna cheat with? The fucking Rock? Like, anyway, I'm just. All right,
Drake.
Yeah, who's she gonna do? She's gonna have to find. Who's she gonna find better than me, man? That'd be an arduous task. All right, what else? All right, so we got jewelry. Those are the three things that improve your sex appeal: facial hair, getting ripped, jewelry. Was there anything else?
We said tattoos,
muscles, right?
Yeah, muscles count too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Build some fucking muscles, man. Like super easy, man. I remember I used to be none of the drip. None of the shit, but I would be on the subway in New York, you know, back in the day when I was broke, and like bitches would walk by me and just grab my arm. Usually that shit happen to you. That'd be the equivalent of us feeling a titty. You know what I'm saying? Like just grabbing a titty, but they feel so. They don't do that shit unless I'm showing my arms. You know?
Yeah, I have a literal video that I use all the time that people have probably seen.
Yeah.
Of me and some homies walking down South Beach, and a random girl just comes up and starts touching our body. I just want to touch you. Oh my God, I just want to touch you. And then walks away.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, muscles can do a lot of the work for you.
Absolutely.
Straight up, man. I'm not saying you got to be all crazy muscular, but if you're like ripped and in good shape, that would definitely help.
You know what's funny is, so I've been watching Brandon over 10 years, and I vividly remember being in high school. I was a skinny kid growing up, and one thing I noticed is that the guys who got the most attractive women, at least in high school, were always athletes or at least had really nice bodies. I was like lanky, 5'6", 105 pounds. And so at first I thought I need to get a beach body. Beach body equals abs, because I was like skinny with no abs. And so 6-pack ab workout, YouTube. And this
and my shit came up back in the day.
Small guy doing group ab workouts came up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow this every single day. So I would go to school, come home from the bus, walk home, put my bag up, eat, all that stuff, and then afterwards I would do your ab workout every single day after high school.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. You never told me that before.
I didn't. Yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It seemed like it worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I did it.
Shout out to you. Yeah, that's what's up. So muscles get ripped, jewelry, facial hair, tattoos.
Yeah,
I like it, man.
Bonus. Can I say a bonus?
Yeah, get it. What's a bonus, man?
Bonus, wear fitted clothes. Wear clothes that insinuate the physique that you've now built.
Yeah, you know, I remember, you know, I grew up, when I was in college, it was 2000s and everybody's wearing baggy, super like fucking huge t-shirts, the white tees and the big fitted caps and jersey. Everybody looked like the Saint Lunatics and shit. But I was ripped. So I was like, fuck, man, bitches can't tell. So like, I was glad when that style went out, man. It definitely helped.
It's actually kind of coming back now.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling with it. I'm not rolling with it, man.
Right now, the oversized look.
I don't like wearing sleeves. If I ain't got to, I ain't gonna wear sleeves. Fuck that shit. That improves your sex appeal. What are the other things guys can do? You said first was, because I'm assuming there's other things, because you said the first thing you said was first improve your sex appeal. Was there anything else?
So in terms of making themselves more attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hair.
Hair. Go for it.
Yeah. So first off, you need a straight, defined hairline.
Yeah.
If you have hair.
Yeah.
If you're rocking the bald look, then you need to rock that with confidence.
Yeah, you got to rock it with confidence, man. You got to be cool with it. Especially, it's probably easier if you're black.
Yeah. Definitely is. So a straight hairline. If you're thinning, receding, balding, minoxidil,
do something. Cut it off. Get the fucking, go to Turkey, get the shit, or do something, man. I've been shaving. I didn't even know that I was going bald because I've been shaving my head for so long. And then one day, I decided, some girl I was dating was like, "You should grow it out. Let me see it." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And I was like, "Oh shit, nope, I should not grow it out."
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, if you're black, because I saw a video you did and you was still getting bitches on Tinder or whatever sites you was on. Well, you was on one of them sites.
Probably Tinder.
And you had a fucking, you photoshopped yourself with a bald head.
Oh, Bumble. Yeah, that was recently.
Yeah, I saw that video. And you were still getting bitches.
Yeah, they were a little bit different.
They attract different people. Yeah,
but I was still getting them for sure. So yeah, I found that being bald versus having hair, when you don't have anything showcasing yourself in other unique ways. For example, for you know, you got the status, social, all that stuff. It does tend to attract more older women. Yeah. But besides that, I still had good amounts of volume. I set up a few dates even, all within 2 days. Yeah,
you know, because I don't know what it's like for other races, but you know, I remember fucking when I was a kid, like Tyrese was out singing and bitches were throwing themselves at him. Like he was a legit sex symbol. Or like when I was modeling, the number one male model was Tyson Bedford. Yeah. He was rocking the bald sometimes. Sometimes he had hair, sometimes he had bald. He would just shave it. But he had full head of hair, but sometimes he'd rock it bald. And he was the number one male model in the world at the time. So I don't know what it's like for other races, but if you're black, the easiest thing to do would just shave it, unless you feel like going to Turkey. The problem is, one of my boys did that shit, and they take a piece of skin from the back from your head, right, and then they fucking put it here, but you have a scar. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, if you see the back of Jamie Foxx's head, he has a tattoo here because he rocks a fade. But I have to believe it's to cover up his scar from his fucking hair transplant.
You know, speaking of tattoo, there's also something called scalp micropigmentation.
Oh, I've seen,
which is like the skinned bald sort of look, but it's like hair specks, and it kind of gives you like a hairline.
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
Yeah, some are bad, but a lot of them look really natural if you go to a good person.
Yeah. If you black, I would highly advise just shave it. It's, be like me and The Rock, man. We doing all right. You know what I'm saying? But hair, I will say that I don't know. I've been shaving my head for so long that I don't even remember what it was like to have. But when I had hair when I was really young, because my hair was brown and curly, and that was unique in the hood, that bitches would like really go crazy over that shit. I do remember that.
Yeah. Even nowadays, that light skin, pretty boy, curly hair sort of look is still really popular.
Yeah, no, that shit. Ladies. It just didn't. It just wasn't the safest look to have outside of Chicago. You look like someone they should fuck with. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so hair. What else?
So there's many layers to hair. So the hairline, and then also like your eyebrows. Eyebrows. So eyebrows are very overlooked, but if you have dense, dark eyebrows, it makes you look more dangerous, more dimorphic, and it showcases more sex appeal and just makes your eye area look a little bit more intimidating, and for that reason more attractive. What I try to do is, and this is I reverse engineer everything, and so I was looking at models or people that people found attractive, and one thing I realized is that they all had dense, defined, dark eyebrows, every single one. And so there are multiple ways to enhance your eyebrows, some semi-permanent, some permanent, but overall, if you can just either grow the hair there or enhance it in some type of way, it's going to make you look more attractive.
Eyebrows, like nobody. I heard you told me that mad long ago. And I was like, I never heard nobody say that. I never thought about a guy's eyebrows that women would find it attractive. Maybe, and I think it's one of those things that, when a woman is well put together, like we just say she's hot, but we might not be able to pick out all the things she's doing that makes her like that. But if it's not there, it's like, oh, something's off. I feel like eyebrows is one of those things for guys.
Yeah, it's a very subconscious thing. Like a lot of just overall beauty standards and making yourself more attractive are enhancing the little things. Yeah. But all these little things add up to make the big picture more complete. And so eyebrows is a big part of that.
All right. What else? Like as far as I know, like you're the man. You're the number one guy when it comes to this look maxing shit. Because you look way different than when you was in college. So you took this shit super seriously and you got the results.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, I don't know if you want me to say this or not. When I used to, on his close friends, this was like during the pandemic and shit, he would show like the fucking DMs he was getting from girls. And it was like, I had never seen some shit like that. And I thought that, I thought I was pretty good with the ladies, but I had never seen some shit like that. You think it's because of this Looksmaxing shit that you're doing?
That's a part of that, but also the way I present myself.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So when it comes to online game, so dating apps, even Instagram, you have to learn how to present those attraction triggers, or what I call points of leverage, in an attractive, unique way that makes women want to reach out to you first.
Like what? Can I pull up your Instagram?
Yeah, sure.
Break some of that down. This is your Instagram. What about tell me what obviously you shirtless and all this shit, but it's got to be more than that.
Yeah. So in terms of the presentation, I always say you have to present at least minimum 2 points of leverage.
2 points of leverage.
Points of leverage. Points of leverage equals anything that puts you in a position or showcases an attraction trigger. This can be physique. This can be just anything revolving around sex appeal. This can be the quality of the picture, your facial expression, posing, etc., your style.
You teach this shit in your course, right? The digital video course. All right, cool.
Yeah, not only do I teach, but I critique and
you coach them. You do like audits. See, I do that. I do audits for my clients in business. But so you do it for your clients with bitches. Yeah. All right, cool. I like it.
Well, not only girls too, but some guys just want to grow their social media. So I help with that too.
This helps with that too, right? So all right. So first of all, your profile pic You letting them know what's up, man.
Points of leverage.
Start off the rip.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You know what's funny, man? When I'm coaching my fitness students, a lot of times I'll bring up your page, even though like, you know, because you're a fitness guy too. And I'm just like, the one thing I always tell him is like, yo, his first image, you guys should have an image like that, because some of these guys, they'll be trainers, and I'm like, yo, I can't even tell that you a trainer from your profile. You know what I noticed is your whole page looks clean. You know what I'm saying? It's not messy.
It's
curated. Like it's congruent. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I teach my students with their business. It's like, yo, man, you got to make that shit look clean. And I actually use yours as an example all the time.
Awesome. Appreciate that, man.
But then tell me more about this. Like, tell these motherfuckers what they should.
Yeah, so you need to showcase multiple points of leverage. And this is through my study of trying to figure out what makes a great picture, not an okay picture, not an average picture or piece of content, but what makes an amazing piece of content.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that most people subconsciously do this who are good at it, but they're presenting points of leverage.
Okay.
So another point of leverage is also storytelling. That's a big thing you need to do within your content in general, whether it be a reel, whether it be a carousel post. To some degree, it needs to tell a story. I think the biggest thing is also you need to present the points of leverage through your image, whether it be videos, pictures, consistently.
Yeah.
Like if you look at how many posts I have, I've never archived. I have, never mind my relationship, but I've never deleted a post ever on my Instagram.
Why is that?
Like, I see it as like it's a timeline evolution of my life.
Word.
Yeah.
You know, it's history and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. I keep most of my shit up for. You can go back and you can see. You can go back like 7-8 years with my shit, you know. But yeah, this is first. The pictures look real professional. These are all done with real cameras, or are these iPhone pictures, or what?
Nah, so most of my stuff is professional photography, and that's another thing too. Is the fact that the lens you use when you take pictures actually
this is some shit.
I always take my pictures on a focal length of at least 50 millimeters or higher.
50, it's got to be 50. And motherfuckers know if they filming me that I'm firing motherfuckers. If it's under 50, like Ryan McGinn, who does my shorts, he was trying to do this shit with like 35. I was like, nah, man, you shoot me with the 50. He said it's too close. No, back up, motherfucker. You shoot me with the 50. Because look at this shit. These are different millimeter lengths. And it looks like different people almost. Yeah. Just because of the focal length.
It's gonna higher focal length compresses the background, so it's gonna get that blurry background, so it really separates you, which is great for portraits. And then also it's just gonna make your facial features look more full. It's gonna make you look how you actually look like in real life. Most guys through their Instagram dating app pictures, they take their pictures with wide angle lenses on their iPhone, bro. That's why they don't look the same in the picture. Yeah, because like, check out, this is 50 millimeters, right? But this is 20 millimeters. He looked like he looked way more nerdy, right? You know what I'm saying? But he looks more like a man. You know what I'm saying in this one. And then when you get to the 200, he looks way different. It's just the people don't understand how much this matters. Yeah, I learned that shit a long time ago. I was like, oh shit, I'm only being shooting with the 50 millimeter. Like with my old cameraman, I bought prime lenses. They were just 50 millimeters, so he couldn't adjust the shit. That's perfect. So like, no, use this lens, motherfucker, 50 only. You would need to get more, you back up. Yeah, that's perfect actually. And the guys who come in Digital Romeo, a lot of them don't have access to professional cameras, obviously. Yeah. So if you don't want to hire somebody, the way you can actually implement this with your cell phone is just by zooming in before you take the picture. Yeah. So for iPhone, I'm not sure about you Android guys, but iPhone is going to be like 1.6, 1.7x. I want my pictures done with the 2 or the 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the 2 or the 3. If they try to do that fucking 0.5 shit, I'm like, don't take no pictures of me like that. No. You know what I'm saying? If you need to get more of the background, you back up. Across the street. Because it makes you look small too. It does. You know? Yeah, it makes you look small. Here's a secret for the fitness influencers or maybe people a part of your program is the fact that if you use a high focal length lens, like you said, it's going to make you look bigger, more fuller, and thus potentially attract more people to your fitness offer because of how you look.
You look bigger, or at least at the 50, you look more like how you really look. There was this one video, some guy stopped me in the street and he interviewed me. It was at the airport. And
I saw that video.
Yeah. There was a few people say, man, he doing all this shit. He looks small. I'm like, it's the focal length. Man, they don't understand that shit. Like,
he was probably this close to you.
Yeah. He was at a wide lens and it was like, yeah, I get it. You know?
Yeah. But I would say wide angle pictures do have a place in terms of presenting points of leverage. And this is for the guys who aren't that genetically blessed. Even after Looksmaxing, like you're still not like fully there.
Yeah.
This is where you can present another point of leverage, which is also a high status environment. Lifestyle, in context of where you're at. You're in a place that is hard to access or that is exotic.
Yeah.
So in that case, that's where wide angle or lower focal lengths kind of come into play that can make you look more attractive.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right, cool. So but it really looks, it's like curated. All these pictures look right. There's no words on the screen. There's like an order to this shit. There's a method to the madness. And I tell everybody who's trying to grow their social media people need to look at your shit and get a snapshot. What's up, And it looks like professional, even though it's just you and your boy with a camera. Yeah. So none of these are iPhone pictures. This one's not iPhone?
Which one is that? That's iPhone. The one on the left is iPhone. So sometimes I still do iPhone, but it really depends. And if I do iPhone, it's going to be what I like to call the night flash.
Night flash?
Yeah. So let's say, obviously it has to be night outside, dark. The flash on the phone is going to make it look 10 times better.
Okay.
And I call it night flash. So you want to use this whenever you're at nice dinners or maybe at a place and it's just dark. Like the flash photography on your cell phone can actually turn out for a great picture.
Really? Okay. I have one. I bought my girl, because chicks like to take pictures and shit. This little light that she can keep in her pocket for like when she's out, take pictures.
Selfie light.
Yeah. All right. All right. So get your Instagram in order. What are the points of leverage?
Style.
Okay.
I would say quality, but I count that as like half a point of leverage, only because it's becoming more and more common now.
Yeah.
But also context of the environment, high status environment.
Yeah.
Or even material possessions or jewelry you're wearing.
Yeah.
Access to scarce resources, as they say.
Yeah, scarce resources. What do you say about the guys who say, man, you're only going to attract gold diggers with that?
I believe every woman's a gold digger, man.
Yeah. I believe every human, every fucking mammal is a gold digger, right? Like if you had a cat and you wasn't fucking feeding that motherfucking food and giving it a fucking box to shit in a place, it's gonna leave, right? You know what I'm saying? So like the guys who say that shit, I'm thinking like, all right, ask your mom. Go ask your mom if if there was another version of your dad, same exact person, but he's a multi-millionaire, would she prefer that? Right? Would she prefer your dad be a multi-millionaire, or she's cool with the way it is? Right? Everybody would like more resources. I don't know why we gotta pretend.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea of hypergamy, which is embedded within female biology. Always wanting to just get their best option, and usually the best option does have to do with financial security.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with it, especially as they age. Right?
Exactly. It becomes more important as a woman ages.
Yeah, and if they're thinking about a future and having kids, like why wouldn't they want their kids to grow up in an environment with more resources? Like what kind of dumb bitch wouldn't want that shit? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the whole reason we're alive, is because the woman chose men who had access to those resources and continued on their lineage.
If this was caveman days, it'd be the motherfucker who can kill the most buffalo, collect the most coconuts or whatever was going on. You know what I'm saying? All right. But now status, how much does status play a role? Because like you got status, almost 500,000 followers. All your shits get like fucking tens of thousands of views and likes. Fucking 10,000 likes on a post. Like, does the status play a role?
Status does play a role, I would say, only because it positions you as a higher sexual market value than women seeking you out. And I have personally found that women who are attracted to you are usually going to be a few points lower in sexual market value than you. It's going to be pretty hard to get a woman who's on your level, and it's nearly impossible to get a woman who's above your level.
Yeah.
In terms of like social status.
Women don't like to date down.
They don't.
They don't like to wet they down, man. Like, think about Kim Kardashian. She had to marry the fucking number one rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not dating some guy. You know, it don't matter because her status is so high, right?
Exactly.
It makes it difficult for women because the more that they increase their status, the pool of men that they find as an option becomes lower.
Lower.
Yeah. As we're like, you know, if the chick is hot enough, man, she could be working at McDonald's and, you know, we'll smash, you know.
Exactly.
She's hot enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, in terms of guy status for Instagram, I would say it is important. Obviously, the more followers, the better. If you get a verified check, which I guess you can buy.
Man, this used to be the shit back in the day, man, bro.
That was the saddest.
Remember when we was verified before they could just do it? Yo, man, I remember that shit was different. When I was single when I first got verified, and I noticed a sharp difference. They took that away from us, man. But it's fine.
But the biggest thing I would say is just make sure your ratios are on point.
Ratios?
So the following ratio needs to be at least a 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
That way you can represent some sort of status, because when you have a equal ratio or even worse, a negative ratio, that's a direct representation of your status in society.
Man.
Almost nobody who has some sort of status is following more people than they have followers.
Yeah. It's got to be at least 2 to 1. Yours is like fucking 100 to 1. Is that intentional?
It is. I try not to be following like 1,000 plus people.
Really?
Yeah.
I follow like 6,000 people.
Yeah. I'm really picky when it comes to my follows, man.
Really?
I don't just follow anybody.
Yeah.
Even girls I meet, like, I gotta see you a few times before I follow you.
Really?
A few times.
I never like thought about it hard until I heard you talk about it. It's just because I'm following like 6,000 people over the years, just fucking follow people.
It's not that important when you have as many followers as yourself, like only 6,000, but you would look more higher status if you were to bring that below 1,000.
Bring it down, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna start on following these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? When I know somebody I'm friends with unfollows me, I consider it a declaration of war. Like, okay, we're enemies now. That's cool. All right, that's what it is.
I do that every year.
You want to follow people?
Every year in January, I do an annual unfollow. I go through and I see the people who I either don't engage with, they don't engage with me. I never talk to them. I probably met them one time on a random street. Let's link, let's collab, and we never talked again. Yeah. I unfollow, but I also remove them as a follower for respect, because I hate when people unfollow you but keep you as a follower so that you become a fan.
Oh yeah.
So I'll remove them as a follower out of respect, but every year I go through.
I never thought about that shit. All right, what about close friends? This is on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? How does that? Is there a close friend game, or is that just the homies? It seemed like you was just the homies.
I'm not a big advocate on adding women to your close friend stories. I believe close friends should be for your homies,
the real friends.
And the reason why you're not on it anymore, or anybody else, is because now I sell access to my close friend stories.
Oh, really?
So guys who are on my highest tier Patreon can kind of see the messages and see the shit that I'm doing that I really can't really post on.
So it's still wild over there, because I saw some shit. I saw some shit that was like, yo, this nigga is the man. I saw some shit that was super impressive on your close friends. All right, so y'all should join that Patreon.
Yeah. Highest tier.
You gotta get on the highest tier for that shit. I'm not even on it.
I might add you back, man. I might add you back. Actually, I'll add you back after this, bro.
What about when girls add you to their close friends? Does that mean anything, or is it just they add it?
It could mean two things. For one, it could mean that they're actually interested, because usually a girl wouldn't do that. But also, in most cases, it's usually they're seeking attention. They want to thirst trap, get a little bit of attention, but they don't want to be outward to the fact that they're acting like a hoe. So they'll add me to a close friends and thirst trap or say stupid shit, just wanted to talk or create conversation.
You don't think you could fuck them, girl?
I could. I could, but I would say more times than not, it's seeking attention if I haven't smashed them yet. Yeah.
You don't think it's like this? I used to think it was like, oh, that must be the bat signal, right? You know what I'm saying? They putting out the.
It's definitely an
I don't
indicator
know.
of interest,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's an indicator of interest. All right.
It's not a guarantee, though.
It's not. There are no guarantees.
Yeah.
If a chick says, I want to come over and suck your dick right now, and she's on the way, she said, I'm on the way. That is not a guarantee. That is a guarantee of nothing.
You know what I tell my clients and students is the fact that literally nothing matters until you have sex with her. Nothing matters.
Explain that to me.
So like you said, you'll have a girl who sending you nudes, talking dirty to you, telling this, that, making plans to see you, and then all that means nothing, man. Because she could change her mind tomorrow. Something comes up.
It's a guarantee of nothing.
Yeah, I had a girl send news to me, then go ghost.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a game, you know? So what I found is that nothing matters in terms of understanding that she really likes you or showing signs that she really likes you until she actually has sex with you.
Yeah. No, I believe that. I believe that. Because I done seen some shit that used to perplex me when I was younger. And you know, but now it's just like, hey, no, I get it.